Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, about half of the incoming Marcos cabinet has been named, with more nominees announced. A broadcaster joins the Marcos administration as the next social welfare secretary. How will he ensure an efficient delivery of aid to our kababayans during disasters and lockdowns? Incoming Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo joins us live. One month before he sits in Malacanang, President-elect Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has so far filled up half of his cabinet with the announcement of the last member of his economic team and 4 others. This brings the list to 17. We have yet to know who will lead the other key departments, such as health, science and technology, energy, defense, agriculture, foreign affairs, transportation, and environment, among others. Meantime, Marcos meets with 4 more diplomats as he continues to prepare for his inauguration. Chrissy de Matulak gives us a rundown of the nominations and the courtesy calls from Marcos's headquarters in Mandaluyong.
New names, yet familiar faces, as 5 more nominees were announced to various departments of the incoming administration of President-elect Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. The nominees are familiar because of their experiences in their fields. Nominated for cabinet positions are former Manila Representative Maria Zenaida Angping for Secretary of Presidential Management Staff, Liloan Cebu Mayor Cristina Frasco for Tourism Secretary, Bangko Sentral Assistant Governor Amena Pangandaman as Budget Secretary, IT law expert Ivan John Uy for DICT, and journalist Erwin Tulfo for DSWD Secretary.
Generally, for their experience in public service and proven service records.
On reports that Marcos asked President Rodrigo Duterte to be his next drug czar, Cruz Angeles says there were no formal offers given. But if the president would want the role, she says he would definitely be considered. Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea previously said he isn't sure whether President Duterte is open to accepting a drug czar position in the next administration. Marcos is expected to announce more cabinet nominees in the following days. As for the inauguration of the president-elect, the Marcos camp said they were still in the process of making crucial decisions. Ambassadors from the European Union, United Kingdom, France, and Singapore paid a courtesy visit to the president-elect and discussed plans to further strengthen ties with the Philippines. The ambassador of the United Kingdom focused on the effort to uphold maritime rights.
We currently have a few British vessels in the region. We will build on that. Our carrier strike group will be back to this part of the world in 2023. And we'll continue to work with all partners interested in maintaining the international maritime law and UNCLOS and the 2016 arbitral award as we move forward in the years to come.
The Singaporean envoy, meanwhile, said Singaporean businesses are keen on seeing reforms for the country to attract investors. The French ambassador, on the other hand, discussed plans to celebrate the Philippines' 75-year relations with France, while the EU ambassador discussed development cooperation, including support for the peace process in Mindanao, as well as trade, disaster prevention, rule of law, good governance, and human rights. Chrissy de Matulak, CNN Philippines.
And let's go straight to the source of the story. We have incoming Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo. Erwin, good morning to you. Maraming salamat sa iyong oras. Alam ko, kabi-kabila ang mga interview mo mula kahapon.
Thank you, Ms. Pinky. Thank you for the opportunity for inviting me. Pasensya ka na kung na-delay tayo. Yes, you were right. Meron po kasi akong kausap sa other networks. But really, thank you.
Absolutely. And of course, thank you. I know that sa mga interview mo, sasabihin ko na yung mga narinig ko, in-offer, meron ng bali-balita last week, isa ka sa 4 na nominees, nalaman mo kahapon at pinapunta ka na sa headquarters sa Mandaluyong. Tell us more about, other inside stories. How did you feel? I know that you went to church prior to going to the headquarters yesterday.
Yeah. I just thank God for I was given the opportunity chosen by President-elect Bongbong Marcos to handle this agency. I know it's a big task, really, and then there's a lot of things to be done and to be covered. So I pray to God first. This was really meant for me, then I will take the responsibility, the challenge, and then I thank President-elect Bongbong Marcos for the trust that has given me. Alam kong maraming iba dyan, maraming mga tao, pero I really do my best, Ms. Pinky. Like I said kahapon sa statement ko na what I can promise right now is yung tulong doon sa mga nangangailangan, the elderly, etc. May paparating natin na ASAP.
Erwin, yan ang
This,
aasahan ng tao sa'yo dahil sa dekada, 3 dekada ka na ata sa broadcasting, sa public service. Dahil kilala ka na doon, tila mas malaki ang magiging expectation sa'yo. But I wanna go to that a little later on. Did you have second thoughts? Nagdalawang isip ka pa ba? Or even any hesitation? Or naisip mo na, you know, it would be nice. Did you aspire to be in government and serve as DSWD Secretary?
Actually, when I was told yesterday that I was nominated, I was happy and at the same time scared. Happy, of course, it is a job, and then I really wanted to helping. Pero scared because of the bureaucracy, Ms. Pinky. Alam naman natin na baka hindi ma-deliver on time yung mga kinakailangan ng mga kababayan natin, especially during calamities. But I really work hard and make sure na madi-deliver sa kanya, sa mga tao, yung kinakailangan na ayuda, na assistance, Ms. Pinky.
Naisip niyo ho ba, naku, napakarami ng Tulfo na papasok sa gobyerno, yung kapatid ninyo, si Rafi, senador po, senator-elect, his wife, congresswoman, dati na at ngayon pa rin ng ACT-CIS, yung kanilang anak, Ralph, I believe, congressman ng 2nd District of QC, your brother Mon under the Duterte administration. And then now, you, as the DSWD Secretary, naisip mo ba na sandali, parang napakarami na ata namin parte. Although, of course, you're in the executive and the rest of them are in the legislative branch of government. Did that play any role or any hesitation on your part?
No, Ms. Pinky. As a matter of fact, I welcome it as a good news kasi yung sister-in-law ko and my nephew is in Congress, and they'll be able to help me pag meron kaming batas na gustong ipapasa dyan sa Congress. And then definitely it will go up to the Senate for final approval. And then, so nandoon yung brother ko. It will be a big factor pag may mga batas tayo na ipapasa. As a matter of fact, I will just point out to you yung nabanggit ko earlier yesterday na yung mga assistance for indigent elderly, yung mga walang natatanggap na pensyon at all at PWDs. Fortunately, inaprubahan na pala sa third and final reading ng Senate na dagdagan from 500 pesos a month going 1,000 pesos na yung ayuda o yung pension. Yes. And then, pero mukhang nakalimutan yata ang PWDs, hindi ko nabasa doon. So, yun ang hahabulin natin. Probably pagpasok nitong Congress, I will ask the tatlong nakaupong ACT-CIS congressman namin, pati yung pamangkin ko na kung pwede, to fast track that para yung mga PWDs, mataasan din yung 500 nila to 1,000 na assistance doon sa mga PWDs na walang tatanggap ni 5 sa pamahalaan.
Yeah, you know, Erwin, I was talking to Senator Risa Ontiveros regarding this. At sinabi nga niya na from 500, magiging 1,000. I do have to admit, I do not remember being discussed that it also involves the PWD. So that's something you want to be able to look into. Ano ho bang klaseng secretary kayo? What kind of a secretary will you be? For example, natatandaan po natin yung in the past, yung pagkakataon na you called out, hindi ho ba si Secretary Bautista for not being available for interviews? Alam ko ngayon, nagpapa-interview po kayo since kahapon. Pero kayo ho ba, pag upo ninyo sa pwesto, magiging madali ba po para sa amin na tawagan kayo, humingi ng update, at ibigay o maging tulay bilang daing ng ating mga mamamayan sa inyo?
Miss Pinky, yeah, I would really, really love and appreciate pag ako'y tatawagan ninyo, tatawagin ang pansin ko because hindi naman sa lahat ng pagkakataon at lugar na nandoon ang DSWD, syempre I would need the help of the media in particular kasi sila yung may mga tao yung mga provincial radio stations, TV stations, sila ang nakakita kung may problema. And definitely, I will really need the help of these people of the media organizations. Pangalawa, yung sinasabi mo anong klaseng pamamahala. Ms. Pinky, I will be on the ground. Gusto ko yung secretary na nayayakap ng tao, nakakausap ng tao. Kasi what I noticed, Ms. Pinky, dito, kasi ako yung chairman ng ACT-CIS, ako rin ang ginawang director for their charitable programs.
Right.
Pag nakikita kasi ng tao, yung government official, nagkakaroon ng pag-asa. They see hope. Yung pagod, yung iyak, nawawala pag nakikita nila yung official. So I will be the same. I will be down there bago pa man tumama yung bagyo o yung sunog habang, for example, I will be creating a task force. I will be creating this QRT Quick Response Team na para yung ayuda na ibababa kaagad sa mga kababayan natin in less than 24 hours. That's our target. Maglalagay din ako ng Tactical Operations Center para ma-inform ang DSWD Secretary and yung staff niya kung saan na may sunog, kung saan yung paparating ng bagyo. Bago pa dumating ang bagyo, Ms. Pinky, nandoon na tayo and then on the ground para ma-distribute natin, ma-manage natin. Kung kailangan matulog tayo sa evacuation center, I'll do that because I'm used to that as a journalist, Ms. Pinky.
So yun ang gagawin mo. Hindi ka, kung saan man ang posibleng maging problema, kalamidad, kayo po ay lilipad na doon. You will make sure that you will be there. We need to take a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, incoming DSWD Chief Erwin Tulfo. Yung sinasabi niyo po sa ACT-CIS, kayo nga po, hindi ho ba kayo yung dapat fourth nominee? And I did hear in your radio interview that kayo nga yung, you mentioned a while ago, in charge of the charitable institution. Ano? What is it about being in public service for the past decades and a journalist, a broadcast journalist for that, transitioning into this portfolio as Secretary of the DSWD? Sa palagay niyo ho ba, halos they complement each other in one way or another? Will the transition be hard? O palagay mo, hindi naman po ganun mahihirapan?
Alam mo, Miss Pinky, since ABS-CBN days pa natin, I have already handled the public service programs like I was able to handle Hoy Gising when Sir Ted Pailon joined Congress. And then after that, may program ako na Mission X. It's all about public service. Then when I moved to another channel, we had the T3. So, kaakibat na ng mga programs ko na about public service. And then, kahit na nandito na ako sa PTV4, after the radio program in the morning, I see to it na marami yung attend to those people na who would come to my office looking for medicines, burial assistance, and all of those. So, hindi na iba, Ms. Pinky. Yung nga lang, it's mas malaki abroad because it's nationwide na, unlike dito sa ACT-CIS, yung dito lang limited sa NCR. Pero this one, it's like buong bansa na, Pinky.
Yung si Secretary Bautista, I know, nalaman nyo lang po yung kayo ang magiging DSWD Secretary kahapon. I know we've been asking you so many questions and you've hardly, it hasn't even been 24 hours. But when do you plan to talk to Secretary Bautista in terms of the transition process?
I believe it will be in the next within the next few days, Ms. Pinky, kasi what I have heard already na Secretary Bautista already gave the instructions to his staff, mga regional directors hanggang sa provincial levels and then the managers na to cooperate with the incoming administration to help out kung kailangan ng tulong, briefing ng papasok na bagong secretary in his staff. Secretary Bautista already ordered his men and the women of DSWD to help out Ms. Pinky. So it should be within the next few days.
But you and Secretary Bautista are okay already?
Yeah, we are okay, Ms. Pinky.
You apologize,
immediately
right?
Immediately after that incident, Ms. Pinky, after 3 days, I apologize. I realized na kasi nga na medyo nabanatan ko sa Secretary Bautista because mahirap siya makontak. Yung pala, during that time, may mga meetings siya. And then, sabi ko, yung mga actions medyo mabagal at DSWD. Hindi ko naisip na may mga bureaucracy pala, red tape, so hindi ka agad nakakarating. I apologize though. And then, meron mga officials na wanting to pagharapin kami. Unfortunately, yung schedules namin ni Secretary Bautista hindi magtugma. Minsan pag busy siya, pwede ako. Pag busy naman ako, pwede siya. So hindi kami nagtugma. Pero okay na kami, Miss Pinky. As a matter of fact, natutuwa naman ako and he accepted my apologies. We make mistakes, Miss Pinky, and I do believe na napatawad na rin tayo ni Secretary Bautista for what we did.
Meron na ho ba kayong naiisip na team na dalhin sa DSWD?
Yeah, yung mga team ko na who's been helping me since yung iba sa ABS-CBN pa work with me with sa Hoy Gising, sa Mission X, and then sa TV5 na kasama ko rin sa T3 who've been with me. Yun ang dadalhin natin. Pero mostly, Ms. Pinky, is I will be promoting siguro from within yung mga hindi pa nare-regular. We will try to make them regular employees of the government. Bibigyan natin ng opportunities and chance yung mga nasa baba na hindi ma-promote, na hindi mabigyan ng pwesto. We will be open to that at kasi we will really be needed. I will be needing staff, yung mga advisors and mga officers ko na who are really expert dito sa social welfare. So particular in mind is itong mga graduate ng social welfare, itong mga child psychologists dahil hindi lang naman ayuda, hindi lang naman disaster management. Meron din dyan kasi yung mga dealing with the street children, dealing with we have to deal with the elderly, yung mga walang matirahan. So I need social workers, I need psychologists, psychiatrists, child psychiatrists, all these, and then lawyers siguro, Miss Pinky, para to help me out in the performance of my duty. Of course, I want advisors. Of course, I want these people around me. Hindi yung mga kung saan-saan nanggaling. Dapat ilagay ko yung mga tao may experience na dyan and who has been there for a long time, Ms. Pinky.
Again, we need to take a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, incoming DSWD Chief Erwin Tulfo. Yung pong siguro yung pinaka-basic na tanong na lang, Erwin, ano ang unang gusto mong gawin pag upo mo bilang DSWD Secretary? I mean, I'm sure from the onset, alam mo namang may mga problema, marami naman pong nababalita, but anong unang gusto mong gawin?
Of course, kailangan pulungin yung mga tao doon, Ms. Pinky. Baguhan tayo doon. I will have to call probably for a general meeting, ask these people what's happening. Kasi marami ngayon nare-receive, natatanggap ako na it's all about ayuda, nabubulok yung mga relief, hindi nakakarating. So I have to ask these people, yung mga nandoon na what is happening? Can we do something about this? Can we change this overnight, yung mga problema na ito? I want to listen to them, Ms. Pinky. Yung ang pinakaunang gusto kong gawin. I want to listen to these people, ano ang mga problema. Kasi it's hard to work in an organization if there's a big problem. Yung mga tauhan mo, yung mga nasa ilalim may problema na. So definitely, sabi nga nila, a happy worker, does a wonderful job pag walang problema. Pero kung may mga problema, may mga hinanaing, may mga hinanakit, hindi makakapag-perform yun. So I need to talk to these people kung ano ang problema, what do they need, what has to be done para ma-actionan ko. That's what I am going to do on my very first day, Ms. Pinky.
Digital question from social media, sir, from Facebook user Mateo Cruz. Dapat linisin muna ni Erwin Tulfo ang mga corrupt sa DSWD mula itaas hanggang ibaba. Maraming local DSWD na kasabwat daw ng local officials sa paggawa ng pera.
Actually, ma'am, may mga naririnig na rin akong ganyan. Pero I know that kahit papano ginawang na-professionalize na rin ang DSWD over the years. Pero yes, you are right, may mga ganyang sumbong. Meron naman tayong agencies like the Ombudsman, meron tayong COA. Yung priority kasi namin ngayon, Ms. Pinky, ito yung marching order ni President-elect BBM, yung pandemic recovery. So yung mga tao na wala ng trabaho, na walang kita, kailangan tulungan, kailangan maibalik ulit, ika nga, para makatulong sa ekonomiya. So yun ang pinaka-priority. Yes, kailangan din linisin. I mean, kung kailangan linisin, kung mayroong mga corruption, then kasuhan kung kinakailangan kasuhan. Pero it is the job of the Ombudsman, it is the job of COA to see to it and make sure na wala yung mga ganitong klaseng tao sa naturang ahensya. Yung kung sinasabi nila kailangan habulin ko ng habulin niya kagad ang priority. Ang priority kasi ngayon, Ms. Carla, sa DSWD is yung pandemic recovery. Marami tayong kababayan na wala ng trabaho, walang hanap buhay because na dito sa pandemya.
I want to talk about that. Yung pinag-uusapan niyo po kanina, dalawang bagay, ayuda at relief. Yung pong ayuda kasi, alam naman po natin maraming naging complaints dyan. One that I clearly remember is that the list of the beneficiaries coming from the DSWD and that compared to the ones from the LGUs, hindi po siya nagmamatch. Do you think it's about time that you have a master list, an updated one, to actually really plan to reconcile list of beneficiaries, for example, sa SAP doon sa mga nakaraang taon?
Well, definitely, Ma'am Pinky, it has to be done and it must be done ASAP. Because lalong-lalo na ngayon, we don't know kasi minsan may mga areas nga, may mga countries right now na bumabalik yung tinatawag na resurgence ng pandemic. May mga lockdown like in China. So we have to be prepared for that. So yan ang isa sa mga kasama yan sa sinasabing pandemic recovery, the marching order ni BBM, kasama yan sa programa na yan. Pero in fairness sa DSWD, Miss Pinky, is nung una kasi, nung 2020, nung tumama ito, matagal nga talaga. Yes, maraming hindi nabigyan. Medyo nataranta kasi first time in history natin na magkaroon ng ganitong pandemya na magla-lockdown. Pati yung bibigay ng ayuda, pati yung DSWD na magbibigay ng tinamaan. So, nagkagulo, hindi alam. Pero medyo na-memorize na nila nung pangalawa na itong 2021, last year, yung last na lockdown, na-memorize na gamit-gamit yung listing ng LGU versus doon sa listing ng mga tupad, listing ng 4-piece. Kaya medyo napabilis ng konti yung pagbibigay ng ayuda. Definitely, Ma'am Pinky, aayusin natin yan. Isa yan sa mga priority natin na kaagad ma-reconcile ang mga figures na ito. Yung mga, kasi may mga naririnig pa ako na mga patay na, nabibigyan pa rin hanggang ngayon, or yung mga anak nila nag-graduate na kasi dapat nag-aaral yung mga anak mo. Isa sa mga requirements ng 4-piece, dapat masilip talaga yan at ma-reconcile lahat. Yung mga dapat alisin na.
So this is something you need to really look into and siguro yung pong aksyon na mapadali yung pamimigay ng ayuda. Let's talk about disaster response. Something clearly you mentioned a while ago. You will have a quick response team. Sabi mo, you'll be there kung saan posibleng magkaproblema at 24 hours tactical operation center. Ano po? Okay, those are some of the measures you want to implement. But in terms of, siguro yung sinabi nyo na kanina, yung mga pre-positioned goods. I know you have to meet with the team, but you've heard of so many instances na kung saan naka-pre-position po yung mga pagkain, ay pati po yun ay nasa lanta. How do you plan to siguro address this situation and safeguard and make sure that as you promised in 24 hours, dadating po sa taong nangangailangan yung mga pagkain?
Ang problem kasi, Ma'am Pinky, looking from the outside, and my experience as a journalist, nag-cover tayo ng mga gano'n, ng mga baha hanggang last year. Nakita natin, ang problem is how to deliver it doon sa nangangailangan, yung transport. For example, pag bagyo, pag sobrang lalim talaga ng tubig, baha, hindi na makapasok yung mga truck ng DSWD para mamigay ng relief. So, ang solution na nakikita ko dyan, the only solution is, kailangan siguro ng rubber boats, kailangan siguro ng mga fiberglass boats na papasok sa mga kasulok-sulukan para maihatid yung pagkain dun sa mga tao. Pagkatapos, tama kayong preposition, dapat isa pang reklamo dyan, Ms. Pinky, nabubulok, okay?
Opo.
Bulok na nung matanggap nila kasi hindi na check. Trabaho yun ng mga warehouse managers or nung sa operations na gano'n, to make sure na ito mag-i-expire, okay, may mga dapat expiry date doon pa lang sa labas ng kahon na nakalagay expiry date, etc., etc. Dapat may mga ganon para hindi nasasayang din. Pero when it comes to delivery of services in less than 24 hours, I think the most important thing is communication and transportation, Ms. Pinky.
Last question, sir. Do you feel any pressure because of who you are and the kind of show, the kind of public service show you have, na mabilis po ang ayuda? And this is something that could be expected of an Erwin Tulfo. Kayo ho ba nararamdaman ninyo na you need to live up to, you know, the kind of action you've given and the kind of help na ibinigay niyo po sa publiko?
It is a challenge, Ma'am Pinky. It is really a challenge. Pero I can, kaya kong patunayan na I can do something about it because I've been in this work for the past several years. And then ang hingi ko lang, Ms. Pinky, doon sa mga nagdududa, doon sa mga nababasa ko naman kahapon pa, yung bakit yan, marami namang iba dyan. Tama naman ho, okay? Broadcaster yan, etc., etc. Walang alam, yan binigay lang sa kanya because bilang pasasalamat. No,
BBM
ang sasabihin ko lamang, Ma'am Pinky, sa lahat na nanonood sa programa mo ay ganito, please give me 6 months to 1 year to deliver. Pag hindi ako nakadeliver, hindi ko na ibigay o natupad yung mga sinabi ko na ayuda in less than 24 hours after calamity, after sunog, then I will step down. Just have to remind me. Lalo ka na, Ma'am Pinky,
Sige
text
po.
me, select Mr. Tulfo, May 31, 2022, sabi mo, bababa ka pag hindi ka nakadeliver. So after 1 year, sa May 31, 2023, if I haven't delivered and kept my promise, then I will step down, I promise.
I will continue to, hopefully you will always be available for interviews, sir. We wish you luck, incoming Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Thank you po, Ma'am Pinky, and good morning.
And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.